Am I positive about the future for our children? My answer to that has to be yes. It didn't used to be, and like all of us, I struggle so much with the sustainability overwhelm that we are exposed to daily. Should I be buying all these vegetables in their crispy plastic wrappers? What is the best soap to use or shampoo that won't harm the environment with, yet again, more plastic? How can I justify selling a burger for 99p when the cost of that meat is so high and rainforests and biodiversity are being destroyed daily? Yes, all of that used to keep me awake at night, but it doesn't anymore, as I remain so positive that small changes that we make as individuals will have an impact. Dr. Jane Goodall so poignantly says that there is still a window of time. Nature can win if we give her a chance. And this story that I'm going to share with you is my inspiration for everything that I do. In 2018, I had to retire my running partner, best friend, and the most loyal companion anyone could ask for, Slick, our elderly, devoted black lab, who in her older years was just too riddled with arthritis to run even the short distances I used to run. My runs felt so empty, but to distract me from her ever-happy presence, I decided to pick up all the rubbish that was thrown out by cars onto the grassy verges surrounding the countryside market town that we live in. I used to wear rubber gloves, carry a bag, and in the winter I had a head torch on my head and a balaclava. And yes, I looked really suspicious, especially as we live outside an army camp. But I was determined to do my bit for the hedgehogs, for the insects, for the birds whose habitats were disappearing under a mound of tin cans and plastic bottles as these made their way into the soil. When a car came, I used to have to step off the road onto the grassy verge, and if I felt a crunching under my shoes, I would dig out the plastic bottle. That is how determined I became. I did this for almost 2 years. I must have picked up tons of people's addictions thrown onto the road. Beer cans, lottery tickets, vodka bottles, lots of those on the run I did, not sure why, chocolate wrappers, cigarette packets, vape packets, crisp packets, and so much rubbish. I never felt angry, but I did feel concerned for these people. The one time I picked up something that really worried me. It was empty paracetamol blister packs thrown out for about 200 or 300 meters, an entire box of paracetamol with a half-empty Red Bull can amongst the whole pack of the empty paracetamol. Yes, I was exposing myself to the worst of human nature, and I did despair about how sustainable it was for me to continue doing this, as it was never-ending, with new thrown-out rubbish every morning. I ended up with an ankle injury from too much running over lockdown last year, and for about 3 or 4 months I stopped running and going on that daily route. When I started again this year, to my absolute amazement, I started running in the winter when the grass was short and the rubbish so much more visible. And amazingly, there was no rubbish, nothing. All my small dreams of clean verges had come true. We found out that during lockdown, our local town council had agreed to a group of volunteers who call themselves the Melton Matters Wombles, a wonderful group of young and old who pick up all the rubbish all over our town and surrounding verges, and the council collects the pink designated rubbish bags that they fill up on a regular basis. I found this the most inspirational part of all, a group of people coming together to make a difference, and goodness they are making a difference. And finally I feel like nature is being looked after in our little market town, something I never dreamt would happen. If this same scenario can happen in the way we feed our pets, by a group of vets, nurses and pet owners speaking about the benefits of plant-based feeding, then this combined environmental impact can be enormous. Just one average Labrador going 50% plant-based for their health, yes, to lose weight and improve their overall nutrient intake, it's a Labrador, this would have the same impact as taking one petrol car off the road over a year. Staggering statistics and so easy to implement. Thank you for listening. If you have lasted this long, I have so much more to share in